In Get Fresh, acclaimed New Zealand chef Al Brown heads to the far corners of the country, tracking down the best markets, finest produce and freshest ingredients as he attempts to create a meal that captures the quintessential flavour of each region. 3 courses put to the test with some very discerning local guests. So get ready to Get Fresh with Al Brown. This week, Al's heading to the sun-soaked, highly fertile Hawke's Bay. From the Ruahine Ranges across the Hedatonga Plains and out to its beautiful coast, the region grows a huge variety of produce, and Al will be chasing down the best of it for his 3-course Hawke's Bay meal.
Well, Hawke's Bay to me, it's the one that everyone covets. It's the region of milk and honey. It looks like everything comes easy. The sun comes out, the rain comes down, the hills are rolling, you know, the sheep are wonderful and healthy and everything grows.
With such a comprehensive range of produce, it's not surprising that Hawke's Bay boasts one of the largest and most impressive farmers' markets in the country. For Al, it's his first look at what's available for his menu.
Beautiful old showgrounds, massive trees, lovely sort of sense of history. You can grow everything, you know.
You can, yeah. Absolutely amazing.
To me, this is just an indication of how great the Hawke's Bay is and how many options they've got and how many products that they grow. Coriander, sage, fennel, the list goes on and on. Don't see sorrel a lot. I can't go past things like this. You know, I don't know whether I'll use them or just eat them in the truck. Where are they from?
Off our own trees.
They're outstanding. What I love about farmers markets is that they're all individual. You know, they're happy places, and there are places where the people who are showing off their product for the week want to talk you through it. They want to connect with you. Awesome. That's Hawke's Bay right there, isn't it?
This was harvested yesterday morning. Yeah.
It sort of feels squeaky, isn't it?
You know, you're getting a story and you're connecting to the passion behind the product.
This is all the meat grown in our organic farm at Waimarama.
Yeah.
Beef and lamb, a little bit of pork.
Beef cheeks. They're a real favourite of mine. Oh, I'm going to take 2 because you don't see them very often. Good to see you, Clint, all right?
See you too.
Only, 10 years ago, our stock options were out of a can at a supermarket or a little oxy cube. 2 chicken stock and 2 beef stock.
No problem.
And the difference in cooking when you're using these sorts of products, your end result is just way higher than any sort of powdered or tin stock that you're going to use. Here's to the plum.
Yeah. This plum is unique. It's an old-fashioned variety, but it's sort of died out because no one really knows about it much around here.
It's extraordinary. It's really good. This is a damson plum liqueur, which I think, is very Hawke's Bay, so start thinking and hopefully maybe can use this somewhere along the way.
Al's gathered plenty of produce which he now needs to narrow down into a 3-course meal. So he's off to Clearview Estate Restaurant at Tiawanga, near Cape Kidnappers, to borrow the kitchen from his old friend, Kerry Mac Mackay.
Mac and I used to work together in Wellington, 15 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
We were just young boy cooks, bloody grafting our careers out.
So the hot plate's there, char grill, pots and pans, roasting dishes and stuff are at the back, and we've left the old pie warmer on for you.
Wicked warm plates.
With assistant Hayden Scott, Al turns the market's produce into the makings of his entree.
So for the entree, I just can't go past all the produce, so I'm going to do just a lovely warm salad, I guess. Got a couple of types of mustard greens here, as well as some little baby potatoes that I picked up at the market. All we're doing is just giving them a little bit of love in the pan.
Along with salad greens and potatoes, Al's also using local walnuts, which he's deep frying in canola oil.
And all we're doing here is just basically freshening the nut, making it a lot crunchier. You can see how they've goldened up beautifully.
With the walnuts done, Al hits the road to find an anchor for his entree.
I want to go and see my mate Clyde from Epicurean. You know, he's always worth a stop because he's a great laugh and he grows great produce.
Clyde Pott is a market gardening legend who manages to combine his passion for music and gardening with a breakfast concert each day before he and his team head to work.
Clyde, he's iconic because he was the first grower to really listen to chefs and to grow for chefs directly. Clyde.
Oh,
How are you?
good.
His product just speaks for itself. It's just top notch, and it's just his passion is just right there, and it goes right into the end result.
I've always got a buzz out of growing things, and I love plants. I love the diversity of it all, which tends to make me probably overdo the range of things that I do.
On his 55 acres of organic land, Clyde grows an enormous range of produce, and amongst it, Al spots his entree.
So what are those in the distance? Those are artichokes?
Yep, those are artichokes.
I love artichokes.
Me too.
See, they're beautiful, aren't they?
They're not too bad.
They sort of look prehistoric.
Yeah, they're splendid.
Or like a thistle.
No, they are. They're related.
What we're trying to get to when we cook it is what's called the choke of the artichoke, which is the heart, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
The artichoke will be the hero of Al's Hawke's Bay entree.
You know, it's like a lot of things I think that are hard to get to are always good, and to me these, you know, it's like they've got an armour on them, you know?
That's right.
Peel the stalks here, they're protecting them.
You're rewarded when you find it.
Yeah, you're rewarded when you do all the work. Then we're just going to place that in the pot with some cold water, a couple of lemons, and a bit of salt, and we're going to cook those till tender for about 40 minutes. And we'll just cool those down and take off all the leaves. And this is the fun part. I really enjoy peeling artichokes because they've given up. These just fall off, and then these are these very, very fine threads in the centre, and you just want to get rid of those as well. That is exquisite to eat, and that's the main bit that we'll be serving.
To finish off, Al halves the heart of the artichoke and sautés them in oil until brown and crunchy.
And they're going to add a lovely flavour, really subtle flavour, but quite nutty. So they're going to be nice and crisp on the outside and silky smooth on the in.
With the artichokes cooked, it's time for the salad, and Al checks out Clyde's collection of microgreens for texture and taste.
Well, it is patchwork, but now this is all the trend these days. You know, fine restaurants, they're just loving, you know, these beautiful little micro herbs. I mean, all it is just seedlings coming up, is it?
Yep, that's right. They're maybe only a week or 2 weeks old. And the amazing thing about these is, yes, they're tiny, but they're really packed with flavour. Oh. It's good, isn't it?
It's so sharp. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm definitely going to use some of that. Okay, so we're going to make a lovely little mix of flavour and colour. I think that looks really, really beautiful. Really fresh, beautiful, fresh smell to them. We'll just put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it.
Al's entree packs in over a dozen different types of Hawke's Bay produce, which he'll be bringing together with his own vinaigrette.
I'm going to use some local verjus from Selene Estate.
He reduces verjus with shallots, fresh garlic and Dijon mustard. After reducing, he adds lemon for sharpness and honey for sweetness, and thickens with oil, lemon and fennel and walnut.
And what you want with the vinaigrette is it to be nice and thick so it sort of coats the leaves of the salad. Wow, it's tasting really good.
Coming up, Al stakes out his main and some of Hawke's Bay's wonderful seasonal produce.
Seriously good.